So it's been nearly a week at this point since Donald Trump got on Social, shared the fake Swifties for Trump images that, of course, were generated by artificial intelligence, and he put the caption on there saying, "I accept," basically implying that all of these Taylor Swift fans, possibly even Taylor Swift herself, were endorsing Donald Trump when in reality, these were fake images. Now, again, been almost a week since that happened. And the story, the drama behind it, is actually increasing. Now, usually stories like this come out and then it's like, okay, yeah, whatever, we got to move on. This one is actually picking up steam. And it's picking up steam in a way that is really horrible for Donald Trump. Let me explain. According to a report from the Philadelphia Inquirer, Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, obviously a very crucial swing state that Harris is now winning. Trump's got to win it. But the Philadelphia Inquirer spoke to a bunch of Taylor Swift fans, as they call them, Swifties, and they're super pissed. Like, they are beyond pissed off at Donald Trump. So Trump has now pissed off these swing state Swifties who, as they say in the interviews they did with the Inquirer, they're a force to be reckoned with. And that is completely true. So let me read you a couple quotes from these actual Swifties who definitely do not like Donald Trump. One of them said, "It's kind of just more like infuriating than anything else because people that are fans of her know that it's not true, but people that don't know much about her and see him posting that would just take it at face value." That was, by the way, a 23-year-old Taylor Swift fan. A 22-year-old Taylor Swift fan said, quote, "Does he think that nothing's going to happen? I mean, Taylor has very, very publicly endorsed registering to vote and always making sure that you're ready to vote. And during the 2020 election cycle, was publicly endorsing Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Swifties are a force to be reckoned with." And that could, of course, tip the election in Harris's favor in November. I love that both of these things that I read, and of course there's many more in the article, these people are intelligent. Like, not only do they understand her history of political involvement, which is pretty freaking amazing, they're also so keen on this election too. Like, they're paying attention. It's remarkable, and I love it. I love to see younger people who've only been able to vote for a couple years being this informed about what is happening in this country. Obviously, truly tremendous to see that happening. But there could be more to this. It's not just that the swing state Swifties could tip the election towards Kamala Harris. Trump could also find himself in a whole hell of a lot of legal problems. The first, of course, the most obvious, is that Taylor Swift could sue him. That's been in the headlines all week. Like, is she going to do it? She hasn't really done anything so far. And honestly, it's probably not even worth her time to do it. But it's gotten to the point where during an interview on Fox News this week, Fox News reporter Grady Trimble straight up asked Donald Trump, quote, "Are you worried you're going to get sued? Are you worried that Taylor Swift is going to sue you?" And Trump responded by saying, "I don't know anything about them other than somebody else generated them. I didn't generate them. Somebody came out. They said, oh, look at this. These were all made up by other people. AI is always very dangerous in that way. It's happening with me too. They're having me speak. I speak perfectly. I mean, absolutely perfectly on AI. And I'm like endorsing other products and things. It's a little bit dangerous out there." So he tries to do two things there. One, he's like, I didn't make them. Totally didn't do it. But you shared them, and that's actually all that matters. Just saying you didn't do it does not absolve you of the liability, and I get more to that in a minute. But he's also like, but they're doing it to me. I'm the real victim here. It's not Taylor Swift. AI is dangerous if you have a bunch of idiots who don't know what they're doing, like me. Now, that's dumb in and of itself, right? Of course, this man always has to play the victim. Everything is about him. Oh, woe is me. I'm so sad. Oh, boy, I need a Band-Aid. But there's legal issues beyond a lawsuit. States across the country, some of them already have in place legislation that makes it illegal to use artificial intelligence in a deceptive and misleading way to misinform voters. Obviously, Donald Trump's post came from wherever he was posting from. It was either Mar-a-Lago or Bedminster. He rarely leaves those places. So I don't think either of those states really have firm laws in place. However, because the post was not limited to those localities, this could run afoul of other state laws where using AI to manipulate an election, to manipulate voters in a deceiving way, he could face criminal charges. I will firmly say I believe that that is a long shot, and I do not think anyone is going to file criminal charges against him. But I'm also saying it is a real possibility. And I think that is the other reason why Donald Trump is trying to deny any liability here, not just because he fears a lawsuit from Taylor Swift, but he knows the criminal side of it. He knows that if one of those states, if you get an attorney general that just says, you know what, I'm gonna do something about this. We have voters in our state that have now been falsely manipulated by this image to think that, oh, this popular group of people are voting for this candidate. I like these people. I might be one of these people. So I'm going to do what the group does. An aggressive attorney general, an aggressive secretary of state could launch an investigation into that. An aggressive attorney general could easily do the same, launch an investigation into this, and possibly see if it runs afoul of any election laws in those states regarding the use of artificial intelligence. And again, there's not many of those laws currently in place. There are some that are being worked on right now at the state level, but because artificial intelligence, this is really the first election we're having to deal with it, it has not been, put in place with these laws all over the place. Trust you me, by the time we get to 2028, it probably will be. And this will probably be one of the main reasons why. But Trump isn't just worried about the lawsuit. He is worried about criminal charges. All because he decided to see these fake images, which he admits, like, these was somebody generated them. AI is dangerous. Yeah, but you said, I accept. You actively implied that this was a real endorsement. So whether or not you created them does not change the liability factor whatsoever. By saying I accept, you're pretending these images are real. That is an intent to deceive. And if you've got intent, then you've got crimes when there are laws against these kinds of things. If there's no laws, intent doesn't matter. But this issue is not over. Whether it's with the actual Taylor Swift fans themselves revolting against Donald Trump and getting others to do the same, or with a potential lawsuit or a potential criminal investigation. This is not the last we have heard of this. And I suspect it's probably only going to get worse for Trump from this point forward. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.